Afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. I've got a new one behind me. It's a 2014, I think, 14 Dodge Ram, a Ram 1500. Let's see, is it? Where do they put the stickers nowadays? Yeah, 10 of 13, so it's a 14. Had to wait for the customer to leave before I started filming. Kind of already done some work here, but we've got putting in a couple of Skars. 12s, pre-made box. These things are really... Don't mind the scooter. That's what we're putting in there. Already got the stuff taken out. I'm kind of mocking up where the amp's going to go. I'm going to use that bolt to hold my amp rack down. Kind of like I did this in another, I think a 2013 I did, but putting the Taramps base 1200 in there. It's going to go in... It's going to go in this way, so I've got access to the controls. Plenty of space. Last one I did was a Skar, and it pretty tight quarters. We got the bass knob here from Taramps. Pretty slick. Does clipping, lets you know status, all that, protection mode. That is going to go right here. He does not use that phone mount. He has one up here, so he said, yep, put it there. He rides with his arm on the armrest, so can't forget to fish that cable. I think I just popped this trim up and I can get access to everything. So that's the next step after I get this amp rack figured out. We also have the AK4 DS18. We are going to be utilizing line level input, so since this has the Alpine system, it had a subwoofer. It's actually in the back of the truck right now. So I'm going to utilize those wires for the input for the amp. I did that on the last one I did, and it worked out awesome. So this is 1/4 inch ABS. I got it cut down to mainly the size that I need. I've got to do a little notchy poo over here once I got to drill the hole in the corner for that bolt. And once I get that located, I'm going to have to notch out for, I think, the seat bracket or something. So that's the next measurement, but the customer just left. And I wanted to give kind of an update, or we'll start this video basically. I don't know if I'll be able to show you at the end what it all sounds like, because he's going to come back probably before I'm done. But I'll do my best to get this done and complete. Oh, let me show you one thing else. So with this truck, fuse box right here, I'm going to tap into this 20 amp fuse for the cigar lighter. It is on ignition. Got my wire already ran in my TechFlex going back, and that is going through a plastic, and you can't see it, damn it. Got a flashlight. That's going through this plastic and foam there. So it's essentially a grommet already. Great spot to do that. Great spot on these trucks to have that to run wire. You can run two aughts through there, almost big enough. I believe that is the clutch plate for if this was a manual vehicle. I'm sure that's what that's for. All right, that's kind of where I'm at. Really not much to really watch. I'd set you guys up with all this, but it's kind of, I gotta get a helmet camera or something, or a head camera, so I can video while I'm working. But I will be back when I've got some more stuff done. All right, I'm back. Did a little bit here. I'll show you where I'm at. I've got the bass knob mounted. That's where he wanted it. So when you're sitting there, you can, arms on the armrest. I got the wire ran down under the carpet. Everything coming in down under the carpet. You can kind of see up there a little bit, maybe. Focus. Everything's ran under. So I got the remote wire, the bass knob wire. Everything's coming up and out of here. Let's turn this light on so you can see. So I'm gonna have to hide the wires. Obviously I'm gonna trim I'll cut cut this stuff back, so I only need about yay much for the amp. I want to have enough where I can still have wire coming out. I'm going to ground it probably back in this corner here, because kit really didn't come with a very long ground wire. So that's all I got. 18 inches, 3 feet, something like that. I know those aren't the same measurements, but and then yeah, we'll just tie up the excess base knob wire and obviously trim the cables as we need, and then I'll come around that way with the signal input. So yeah, it took about 20 minutes. I think it went pretty quick. It took more time finding damn screws to fit that base knob, the slots to mount that, than it did actually mounting it. Trims come off real easy in this thing. So all right, on to the next thing is to, what do I gotta do next? Oh, I'm going to cut that Tech Flex back, get my cables cut to length there. The back side of this Taramps, so it's just goes in. I think I might have some 4-gauge ferrules. I'll use those. I know I have the ferrules for this, that size speaker wire and everything. So yeah, so I got the amp on the mount here. Just kind of cut that out. You can't put it really in the car without the seat in there, because it's kind of where that's what locates this. So I did leave the screws long on the bottom here, and those are going to grab the carpet so that this doesn't want to pivot on this bolt. It'll just help. They'll just go into carpet. They're not going to scrape on any metal or anything like that. I thought about trimming them flush, but it just doesn't make sense, because it can grab the carpet then, and I will have to put like a spacer under this so it doesn't squeak. When I was tightening it down, I don't want to stress this. So I'll put a couple of washers or I don't know, put some sort of spacer underneath the bolt so it doesn't squeeze it all the way down. All right, that's kind of where we're at. This is going really well. I'll line these trucks up all day. They're just meant to have this stuff installed. So I'll be back when I'm a little bit further along. Dang it, I got going a little too quick and forgot to show you this. So got the ground underneath there. I got wires zip tied behind here, and then they're zip tied to the ground, which is fixed so that I miss this bolt. Geez, I'm not even showing you guys what I'm looking at here. So that's the seat bolt. So I want to make sure all the wires clear that, so everything's coming around and out that little hole there, and then I'll cut all this to length once I've got the seat back in, so I can mount the amp rack and I know where how much slack I need to bring it out. I'm sure I could just cut them right here at the end and be fine, and no issue there, which I probably will do. Yeah, I just forgot to show you guys. I used a 5/16 bolt, self tapper. Actually, I'll show you what I used. I've got where to go here. There we go. I got one left. That's what I use. Those are the model number. I've been using these forever. A pack of 50. Finally down to my last one. Now I'm just putting the trim back in the back here, so I can put the seat back down, or put the seat in, and then I can put all the rest of my trim in as well and start actually hooking shit up. So it's only been about 5 minutes from my last check-in, so things are going well. I'll be back. Okay, fix my hat there. All right, I've got the amp hooked up. I'll show you what everything looks like before I stick it underneath the seat and you can't see it. So I got everything there. Gonna get everything tied up. I've got the input from the subwoofer, old factory subwoofer. I got that ran underneath here, going back and around, and it's kind of covered up right now, but I'll plug those in after I get the amp situated. But just want to show you the back side before I tucked her back here, and then I will come back when I get it all mounted in place. Okay, and there is the amp mounted. You see all the wires are tucked back. There's plenty of space on the back side for airflow because the fans are in the back. I'm not going to secure those wires down to the amp rack because I want to be able to unplug them and pull this out if I need to. So I don't want to have to cut a zip tie or anything like that. So we're just gonna leave them like that. They'll be fine. The subwoofer box, I mean, the seat's gonna be down on top of this anyways, but let me show you. I'll stick this light underneath here and show you kind of, hopefully. Yeah, see if I can get the... So yeah, it doesn't touch. Tucked perfectly back there. Sorry for my heavy breathing. All right, now all that's left is the stuff under the hood, do some tuning, and we're all good to go. So I'm gonna find a spot for the, what am I thinking of here? Oh, the fuse holder. Haven't figured that one out yet. I'll probably just keep it simple and kind of zip tie it right to this hard line right here. And then we'll go, oh, let's see. I want to come off of that bolt. So I think I'll come around with the cable, and that should, I'll have to take a chunk out of that thing. I don't want to go off of this bolt. I want to go off of that main one there. This is a 120 amp fuse. This is a, oh, it's hard to tell, 80 amp? 80 amp, yeah. I don't want to pull off any of those. I want to go off of this direct there. So that's the next step, and then I've got to tap into this 20 amp here for the remote. Gave myself plenty of wire to do that. And we'll hide that. We'll tuck that in underneath the cover somewhere. All right, I will be back. I'll be back when I've got that further along, and I'll show you the results. All right, so I've got everything ready to tune. I'm to that point now, so I'm going to work on that and get that done. Let me show you what I did underneath the hood. I'm going to back up a little bit. So there, I got get that all ran, zip tied up. Then my remote is in the fuse box here. Oh, I'm try not to pinch that. Okay, there's not a lot of tension on that. So, all right, and then you saw the amp in the back. So we got the bass knob in there, just like so, and got the seat in, of course, like I showed you before. Got the amp, everything. I gotta put the headrest back on, and then I gotta get the sub box in here. I'll come back when I've got the subs in and everything's tuned, and maybe I'll see if I can play some music too. So I will be back. Okay, it's been about an hour. A customer came just as I was loading the subs into the car to listen to them for the first time. Had an interesting deal with that Taramps. So as I was tuning it, I saw smoke coming out of it, and coming out the front, kind of right by where the speaker wires hook up, the input. So I shut it off. You know, actually, I paused my music, and then it went away. And I'm like, what the hell? And I was getting good signal. I was tuning it to, well, at the time, the box was set at 1200 watts at 1 ohm. And so the square root of 1200 is what gives you your voltage, output voltage for your amp to meet your 1200 watts, which at the time was 34.62 or something like that. So I was in the process of setting that. I'm like, where is the smoke? So I pulled the amp out, undid the mount and everything, pulled it out, and nothing was touching. I'm like, what is going on? I put it back, and I checked it right there. I repowered it back on and everything, and no other smoke. I don't know what happened, if it was just burning off some glue, because it really wasn't like white smoke. I thought it was dust from the car, honestly. And because no lights came on, no protect mode, none of that shit. So I did, when I put the amp back in, I felt my hand behind the amp, and the wires going into the amp for power were pushed. No, they weren't pushed against the wall, but they were touching. So I unscrewed the amp from the mount. And I just let it kind of naturally come forward. I got myself about an inch or a half inch of space between the cables and the back wall, and I checked the seat again, and it doesn't touch. So I don't know. Something must have been pushing the amp back, maybe a wire or something, because when it wasn't mounted, that was when I was testing it or figuring out what the position. So long story short, I got it moved. No other smoke came out. But then as we were playing music, we tuned it, hooked the subs up, started playing music, and it went into protect mode. Like beyond 3/4 on the bass knob, which is where I had the gain set. Like anything over what I had the gain set to, it'd go into protect mode. So okay, what is going on here? I checked, validated there was 1 ohm at the box. Then I went over to his amp. The amp did not come with any instructions. There was a QR code on it. And I looked, and the amp was a 4 ohm version. So he had bought the 4 ohm. So that Taramps is available in 1200 at 1 ohm, 1200 at 2 ohm, or 1200 4 ohm. He bought the 4 ohm version. Luckily enough, the subs were dual 4 ohm subs, and inside the box had it wired down to 1 ohm. So I was able to pull one of the subs out, wire it to 4 ohms, and then redid the tuning to now 69.2 volts, and voila, truck is happy, amp's happy, customer's happy. His clipping, so I took my DD1 out of and measured the clipping or the cleanness of the signal out of the deck, and I was getting about 32 out of 38, so about roughly 3/4 of the volume. So that amp's got a clipping light on the remote bass knob and everything. So we tuned everything at 32 volume on the truck, and then 3/4 of volume on the bass knob at -5 hertz, or -5 dB on the 40 hertz tone. So I could turn it up playing music all the way to 38 and crank the bass knob all the way up, and only certain frequencies would clip, and it would barely light that light on the thing. So I think he'll be good to go, cranking it all the way. It's so hard to get a clean signal out of a factory deck. I just haven't had much luck with it. Even on my own car with Bose. So this is the Alpine. My car had Bose. I had the same problem with it, but I did get a chance to take the picture of the subs before he left installed. So I'll throw that here at the end of the video, so you can see what they look like. That box is awesome. That box is very, very well made. It's fiberglass bottom, wood top. It's insulated, and they use threaded inserts for the screws. So the hardware is actually threaded in. It's really nice. They use Allen head screws. Very well made box. All the ring terminals are bolted to the cup. I mean, whatever he paid for it was well worth it. So can't recommend that enough. The subs are really stiff, so I told him to kind of break them in a little bit, work them before he starts really jamming on it for a long time. So yeah, if he ever, I think next project on that car is going to be, he wants the Starlight roof, this lights in the ceiling or the roof of the car. So I'm going to do that to my car first before I do it to anybody else's, just so if I screw it up, I'm going to screw up my car, and I'll learn the lesson there, and not learn a lesson on someone else's car. So probably, I'll have a video on that, and I'll probably actually record the whole process on that one. But yeah, that's the end. I wish I could have showed you guys it playing and everything. It sounded really good. It did. I play music that I play in my car, so it sounds different to me. It doesn't sound as bassy, but it's a sealed box, and I have a ported system, so it's definitely going to sound different. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.